Hello, Hofstra fans, and welcome to the first W. Mason Coaches Report of the season. My name is Rachel Vogel, and it's also the first W. Mason Coaches Report with Hofstra head softball coach Adrienne Clark. Coach, how are you doing today?
Good. How are you? Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Well, welcome, Coach. So before we get started chatting about your opening weekend, we're very excited to have you on board here at Hofstra, and things are definitely looking great for the program and for years to come. And first question is just how have you been settling into your role at Hofstra, especially now that preseason has come and gone, and how have the past few weeks, especially preseason, been for you and the team?
Yeah, I've been settling in very well. It sort of feels like riding a bike a little bit. A lot of familiar faces that have made the transition really smooth and easy. The team and the players have been absolutely incredible. They have approached everything sort of head on, working to get better every single day and taking feedback in stride. So I think the coolest part is just seeing them continue to develop and continue to learn the game.
So your first weekend of competition is in the books. You played a set of 4 games at the spring games in Leesburg, Florida. Unfortunately, didn't come away with the win, but there were plenty of positive takeaways and things to build upon from your team and their performances. So what are some things that you took away from the weekend?
Yeah, I think some of the biggest takeaways are that we're going to compete this year. We're going to be a force to be reckoned with, and I think we're going to surprise some people at the end of the day. We have a lot of dynamic players that are capable of doing a multitude of things, whether that be defense, offense, pitching, and catching. So I think when we start to work out some of the kinks, playing on dirt for the first time is always a challenge for defense. So I think as we continue to get more reps on the dirt, we will fine tune some of those things. So I'm really optimistic about where the team is and how hard they competed this weekend.
That's excellent to hear. So individually, you were led by Chelsea Manteau this weekend, a returning all-region player from last year. And Chelsea picked up right where she left off, especially with her speed. She was 9 for 15 on the weekend, is still on base as we expected. So just talk a little bit about what you saw from Chelsea this weekend.
Yeah, Chelsea is, I think, one of the hardest outs that I've ever really seen in our game. She's so dynamic, being able to slap for power, lay a bunt down and take extra bases, right? And she doesn't even hesitate. She goes full speed in everything that she does, and that alone is going to allow her to continue having a ton of success this year.
So another player who may have surprised you and other Hofstra fans this weekend was Olivia Malinowski, a freshman. She started 3 of the 4 games this weekend. She had a pair of hits. So how do you see her role evolving as we move throughout the season?
Yeah, Olivia is just so consistent. She shows up every day. She kind of puts her head down and gets to work, and she doesn't make things bigger than what they are. And I think that's what was so cool is, sometimes with freshmen, they kind of come in and there are some anxieties that are with them. And she totally looked unfazed. She went in, she had really good at bats and continued to have good at bats throughout the weekend. So it was really awesome to kind of see her stay within herself and just get the job done.
And speaking of freshmen, on the defensive side this year, you added a freshman pitcher in Haley Venturini. She threw over 11 innings this weekend for the Pride, 12 strikeouts. She's obviously working very closely with a veteran catcher in Devin Lasco, which is a huge bonus for her to learn under her and work with her. So talk a little bit about Haley this weekend and what you made of her performance.
Yeah, Haley just kind of same sort of mentality, I would say, as Olivia. She went in and she just pitched, right? She whatever pitch was called, whatever was asked of her, she just did it, and she didn't think twice about it. I think one of the unique qualities about Haley is that she loves being in control, and that's evident when she goes out there and she pitches, because she's excited to be in that role and sort of take the lead on defense. So she did exactly what I thought she would do opening weekend.
So plenty of things to build on, as I said. So this weekend, actually, you head back down to Florida for a huge, huge opportunity for your program. You'll play Indiana 3 times and a top 5 team, number 3, Florida State. So just once again, talk about the opportunity that playing these teams means for your program and what you hope to take away from facing these opponents.
Yeah, I think it's going to be so cool to play Indiana and Florida State. Both teams are incredibly dynamic with two different styles of play. Indiana likes to steal out of bases and is really fast. Florida State can hit for power and steal some bases. So I think we're going to be challenged defensively. And, you know, both programs have pitching that is going to be a challenge for us. But I think we're ready to go. I think we're in a good position to build off of the momentum from the way that the weekend end. And we're in a position to compete in every single game that we play. And as long as we're always in a position to compete, then we're always in a position to take wins, right? And that's kind of what I see for us kind of moving forward.
Well, it's certainly an exciting time to be a member of the Pride. So once again, Hofstra fans, this weekend, Hofstra will be at Florida State. Friday, a doubleheader, 12 and 2:30. Saturday, 2 games at 11 and 3:30. And Sunday, a single game at 9 a.m. Live stats will be available for all 5 games this weekend. And live video will be available on ACCNX for Hofstra's games against Florida State. And once again, Hofstra fans, just a reminder, the Hofstra softball team gear store closes tomorrow, February 24th. Make sure you get your gear in time for the season, and you can get all of that gear at gohofstra.com/22SB gear. Coach, thank you very much for taking the time to speak with me today. All the best of luck this weekend at Florida State, and best of luck throughout the season.
Thank you so much.
And that was head softball coach Adrienne Clark, and you've been watching the W Mason Coaches Report on gohofstra.com.